Next up we have Colm Rochford from Castlebar, and Colm's going to give you a few savvy points.
I'm not actually from Castlebar, I'm a Kerry man, so we will be bringing the salmon bar back home. Okay, I should have done that. I want you on my side. That's advancing. Okay. Hi, my name is Colm Rochford, and I'm going to talk to you about the energy crisis. So, what is this energy crisis all about? Well, if you think about the oil on this planet as being like the fuel tank in your car, consider now if you buy a new car, you get a full tank of petrol, but there's no fuel cap on it, so it's not renewable. The problem is once you run out of fuel, there's no more fuel, you can't get any more. The problem now is that our global fuel tank is nearly empty. So, what's the big deal? Why not just use something else instead of oil? Well, to answer that, we need to consider what energy is, what it is and how we measure it. Now, energy comes in many forms. One form that you might be familiar with is electricity. Now, alcohol and electricity do not mix. And with the amount of alcohol here tonight, in the interest of saying, I won't go into the technical details of electricity here, but just mention that the amount of electricity we use is measured in kilowatt hours, which is called the unit of energy. So how much energy is a unit of energy? Now, we're all familiar with the exercise bike. Well, maybe we're familiar with the concept of an exercise bike. So it would take a guy about a little over 3 hours to generate 1 kilowatt hour, 1 unit of energy on the exercise bike. 1 litre of oil has about 11 units of energy, which is equivalent to a guy on the exercise bike for nearly a full work week. So if you were to go out to the Far East and take advantage of some poor unfortunate out there and maybe pay him 80 cents an hour to pedal that bike for you, it would cost you €30 for the same amount of energy that you can get from a single litre of oil at a cost of 75 cents. So the point is, the energy we get from oil is extremely cheap. And we've adapted our lifestyles down through the years to take advantage of this cheap source of energy, and we've come to depend on it for light, for household chores and for transport. But what can we do now to sustain this lifestyle now that our source of energy is drying up? Well, there's a few things we can do. The first thing we can do is we can start using more sustainable sources of energy, such as wind. We can start using more energy efficient appliances, which basically means getting the same amount of work done but using less energy. And the third area, which is the one I want to look at, is referred to as the rational use of energy. And this has to do with having people change their habits so as to minimize energy wastage. An example would be, if you leave the light on in a room that's unoccupied, you're still wasting energy, even if it is an energy efficient light bulb. So let's consider some appliances to see how we can improve our rational use of energy. So I'm sure you've all heard you should unplug your mobile phone charger when not in use. So if we go back to our unit of energy, the guy on the exercise bike could power over 1,000 mobile phone chargers. So the reality is, unplugging your mobile phone charger isn't going to have much of an impact. So maybe you should have a cup of tea while you're thinking about it. Well, you're going to need 7 guys on exercise bikes to power your kettle. Okay, what about any other appliances? What about your electric shower? Well, you would need 30 guys to power your electric shower. What makes this rational use of energy concept difficult is that we have no information available on how much energy our different appliances are using, and this makes it impossible to make effective changes to reduce our consumption. Wouldn't it be great if we could get an itemised electricity bill, which would tell us at the end of each month how much each of our appliances costed us? This is the kind of information you have to have if you want to effectively control or manage your consumption. This is how it might work, and we're all used to this feeling. Your electricity bill comes in, it's a bit higher than usual. You've no idea why or what you can do to reduce it. You've already tried unplugging the mobile phone charger, and that's made no difference. Imagine now if you had a device like this that you can connect to your meter. This collects and stores your consumption throughout the month. Now when you get your electricity bill, your computer can connect up to this device, download the data, and generate the breakdown for you of what your consumption was. This will allow you to come up with the bright ideas which will allow you to cut your electricity bill, and you've no more sad faces. The key point here is to effectively save money on your energy costs, you need to have a useful information available to you. Once you have this useful information, it will allow you to knock these units of energy off your bill and save you some money. My name is Colm Rochford, my company is called PowerSavvy, and this is what I'm developing. If you like what you heard here tonight, my website is powersavvy.ie, and I can be contacted at colm@powersavvy.ie. Thank you and have a good night.